It's amazing to me that people don't understand that Washington, D.C. acts like a big vacuum cleaner. It sucks all the money from the nation. Gas tax, income tax, corporate tax, what little there is of it. And then everybody in D.C. takes all that for themselves, and even the money that's outside it with insider trading. Congress is not guilty, or the Senate's not guilty of insider trading where everybody else is. And they get rich. It seems to me the number one pledge somebody should make as a public servant, getting tax-paid dollars far beyond the minimum wage, is that they are not allowed to get rich. If they get rich, then their loyalties are divided. They're serving themselves and the rich interests, the people that give them money. We ought to find a way that all elections are publicly funded or publicly limited to how much each person can have to run an election. There should be public debates in the communities of where they are and on the national stage that preserve the integrity that we need from our public servants, which obviously we don't have now. I mean, when you have this investigation into the President of the United States for money laundering, and he got his money laundering, if anybody discovered the Zembla Dutch documentary, it well documents how Trump, through his bankruptcies, couldn't borrow money in the United States, so he had to go somewhere else, and that led into the oligarch Russian money laundering thing. But that shouldn't allow him to transgress into the thing of dividing his loyalty. He should be loyal to America first. Instead, he divides and conquers us about a pathetic wall that all anybody has to do is throw a scaling hook over and climb over. End of story. Or swim around, in the Gulf or the ocean. Or tunnel under, as they've done so many years anyway. And the thing is that this money grab where our senators and congressmen can own mansions and have billions of dollars to them or their family members, even millions, is just absurd, inexplicable, and intolerable. When we let them vacuum the lifeblood out of us, when we let them let e-toys go public for $85 and Goldman Sachs steals half the money, through a kickback spinning scheme, and they get away with it, and Bain Capital can rob $4 billion from Mattel and a cookbook money laundering scheme, public stock fraud, and they get away with it because the U.S. Attorney Combe Connolly became a partner of the M&AT.com law firm that was involved in the Mattel Learning merger. Everything's absurd, and people don't realize that takes away the chance of you having all the money. I mean, at least pressure enough was put on Bezos and Amazon that he had to give his people $15 minimum wage, because he's making billions extra a month. What is it to turn around and give a few billion a year to the workers so that they live at least somewhat of a half-decent possible lifestyle? Anything below $50,000 in America for a family household of four is just poverty. Insurance, car payments, house payments, clothing, all the general things, food. If you don't have at least 50 grand, you're broke. And there's a lot of us that don't have 50 grand. Now, I know I'm one that used to have a chance for more, but that's beside the point. The issue is that we can't let crimes and fraud and conflicts of interest and greed and power siphon all the money into D.C. and take it away from the rest of the country. This is absurd, people, and we need to put a stop to it now.